Hello, good morning. Hi, I'm Pam Fox. Thanks for watching. All right, so March, today's the last day of March, and so today is the last day of our 30-day Reach Out and Touch Someone challenge. Excuse me. I've had a crazy morning this morning, so I'm trying to bring it back down and relax and get this video out there because I'm going to be announcing April's challenge. A little frog in my throat this morning. Excuse me. So before I do that, I just want to say thank you for those of you who participated in the Reach Out and Touch Someone challenge. And remember that this is a practice. It's something we take with us the rest of our lives, hopefully. Just remembering that it's about the connections when it comes to our relationships. It's about those connections, you know, discussions, sharing experiences, confiding in one another. It's about those connections. And certainly, you know, for those who have passed on, for those who have moved away, we can keep our love alive in our hearts for those people, and we should. But for the here and now, and for, you know, our everyday lives, and for our family members and our friends and our coworkers, the people in our lives, if we really want those relationships to be continuing to grow, then there has to be connections. There has to be connections. So it's up to us whether we want to make those connections or not, and how far we want to take those connections. So thanks for participating. On to April. So April's challenge is going to be in the category, should have had this ready, Circle of Life. April's challenge is going to be in the category of career. I'm laughing because it's kind of funny that I'm giving, you know, trying to give advice on these things. You know, who am I to be giving advice on these things? I don't know. Career. So, you know, how does someone give, you know, blanket advice on career? Well, I had something happen to me just this last April that was life-changing. And so I'm going to be sharing it today, and it's going to be our 30-month challenge. And it's really a practice, and it's something that we can use to affect our lives in general. Excuse me. But for me, it's really affected me in my life's purpose. It's helped me to really define my passion, and it's helped me to really create a mission statement on what I want to accomplish with my life's work, what I truly feel I'm meant to do, why I am here. Do you guys believe in that kind of stuff? Like that you have a life's purpose, that, you know, that your life has meaning, maybe something specific, like you have certain passions and desires and skills and talents that should be funneled into, you know, something specific, you know, your life's passion. For me, I had never really felt that way. I've never really felt that way. I've always considered my life, I've always kind of looked at people in two different ways. Like there are those who maybe they're born with a certain passion and they cultivate that all the way through their life until, you know, until they become adults, and then they can really fine tune that and begin to do their life's work. And then I feel like there's the rest of us who are just kind of, I don't know, we just kind of move through life. So you have, you know, people that are maybe the high achievers that want to be doctors and heal the sick, and they want to be inventors and create, you know, life-changing inventions, or they want to be artists and create, you know, things that really make an impact on people's lives. And then the rest of us kind of receive those things. So we receive being healed by the doctor, and we receive, you know, we use the inventions and so forth. That's silly. That's just a silly way of thinking. But that used to be my philosophy, because I would look at people with a lot of money and think, well, they've got business skills. They must have some type of internal, you know, business skills that I just don't have, because I just don't attract and make a lot of money. I just kind of live my life and do my thing, and it's all, you know, I'm satisfied and I'm happy and it's good. And to strive for more has never really been my thing. Okay, so I don't know if any of you feel that way, but that's kind of how I've just kind of meandered through my life. I occasionally would have a good idea or a strong desire, and then it would just kind of, fizzle out, and then I would forget about it. That's been my whole life. I've had a lot of good ideas and a lot of strong desires, but, they come and they go, and they come and they go. I forget about them. And so in November, I was following someone on YouTube. I love YouTube, and I have a lot of people I follow on YouTube. And I just started following this woman, and she's a vegan, and I'm a vegan, so I follow a lot of vegans. And she kept talking about this miracle morning, and I just, would be getting ready for work in the morning, and miracle morning, what is that? And I just kind of would tune out because I thought she was talking about a supplement, and I'm kind of anti-supplement because I believe we can get everything from our foods. Not that you shouldn't take supplements. I think that's fine if you do, but personally, I take very few supplements. I only take one supplement. That's vitamin B12. So anyway, she was talking about this miracle morning, and I thought she was talking about a supplement, and I just kind of disregarded her. And then finally one morning I realized she wasn't talking about a supplement. She was talking about a practice, her miracle morning practice. So for those of you who haven't heard the miracle morning, and I know that there are some of you out there on this Up Your Game page who are actually also over at the Facebook page, Miracle Morning Facebook page. So I know some of you have heard of it, but for those of you who haven't, it's just a book. It's just a book called The Miracle Morning. It's written by Hal Elrod, and he's actually written several books called The Miracle Morning, and each one, the original one was called The Miracle Morning, and then he's got Miracle Morning for couples, and Miracle Morning for teenagers, and Miracle Morning for college students. I don't know, he's got a bunch of them. But they're all the same thing. They're just, geared towards different groups of people because he's brilliant. But the premise of the Miracle Morning is that you get up early. And I know I just lost a bunch of you right there, and I get that. If you would have told me a year ago that I'd be getting up at 4:30 and 5 o'clock to do my morning self-development practice, I would have said you're nuts, because Pam does not get up early. Pam loves to sleep in. Pam always has. Getting up early, getting up period, has been torture for me as long as I can remember. So when I first heard about this, I that's fine for others, but not for me. I didn't really think twice about it. And then I did think twice about it because almost 3 years ago, I became vegan, and I experienced a ton of healing, including over my chronic fatigue. And I realized that getting up isn't as hard as it used to be for me, and that maybe I could get up an hour early or a half hour early and try this practice. And so I decided, well, I'm going to set my alarm clock tomorrow morning for, excuse me, I think the first day I set it for 1 hour early. So I normally was getting up about 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock was the time I was trying to get up, but some days I would get up at 8:30 and rush out the door at 8:40 to get to work by 9. That was a lot of times my practice. So I decided to set my alarm for 7 o'clock and just see what would happen. I thought, I'll probably just turn it off and go back to sleep, and I'm just going to see what'll happen. So I did it. I ended up getting up, and that first morning I did my miracle morning, and I'm going to get to what the miracle morning is in just a moment. But that first morning I got up, I did my miracle morning for 1 hour, and it was so awesome that the next day I decided I'm going to get up at 6 o'clock. So I got up 2 hours early. And before the week was over, I was loving my miracle morning so much that I decided I was going to get up at 5 o'clock. And I started getting up at 5 o'clock, and that's what I've been doing since last November and December. And I am going to get to what the miracle morning is, but I want to tell you what this has done for my life. I want to try to give you a picture of the before and the after of what this has done for my life, because I'm trying to give some inspiration here. I'm trying to inspire here. The point of this. That's why I do this. I just want to inspire others to transform, because transformation is such an amazing thing. It's such an amazing thing to go from to I'm excited about life, and every moment is just so much deeper. Yeah. So what it did for me, I'm going to just give a short little testimony. So that first week, I sat down and my main question was, what do I want to do with my life? Because I was starting to feel kind of antsy with my life. I have a great job. I have a really fun, fulfilling, amazing job. And I've never really considered changing jobs or leaving jobs. I really love my job. And so I'd been feeling kind of antsy, like, because I became vegan, these couple of years before, and experienced so much what I consider just miraculous healing that I've been seeking after my whole life, and just became a whole new person in terms of just how I look and feel every day. It's just changed me so much. Just the way I eat has changed me so much that in that week, that first week of the Miracle Morning, what I really came to discover was that I want to help others experience what I've experienced. And so what I really want to do is help others transition to a plant-based diet. And that's not an easy thing to do. For those of you out there who are not on a plant-based diet, you're probably thinking, well, good luck with that. That's not going to be an easy task. And so that had kind of been a growing desire in me for a couple of years since I'd experienced this healing. I wanted to help others experience this. And so during this week of the Miracle Morning, I discovered that that's what I wanted to do, and that I needed to get some sort of credibility. So I needed to enroll in some kind of program so I could have some kind of credential with my name, so that when I go out and I'm trying to, help my sister or help my mom or help my dad or a friend or whatever, I've got a little bit of education behind me. I've got that credential behind me. I've got some more knowledge behind me. So I'm not just like, well, I don't know, I feel better. So that's what I did. And so for that week, I started researching schools on the internet, and I just kept a journal of different programs I was finding, and I would write down how much they cost and where they were located and whether they had an online program and how long they were going to be and what their philosophy was and what their curriculum was. And I just kept, a journal of all these different programs and, what they consisted of. And then this school, the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, ended up being the one that I picked. I called a couple and talked to a couple people at just a couple of different schools that I'd kind of selected as the top runners. And then I ended up picking the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And it's been a great experience, by the way. I'm only 3 months into it. I thought it was a 10-month program, but I heard someone else say it was a year-long program, whatever. So that's what it did for me. It started me out on a new life's journey where I am going to, hopefully, the goal is to be able to do my life's work, which is to care for the sick in effective and meaningful ways. That's my new kind of mission statement, that I'm here to care for the sick in effective and meaningful ways. And I believe that nutrition is the key to do that in many, many people. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to be able to go out and cure every single person of every single ailment, but I am convicted that I have the knowledge, I have the way that can truly help people overcome illness and weight loss, which is a great bonus to, plant-based eating, is that you get lighter and you feel stronger and that you have energy and that you want to exercise, and it's just a wonderful snowball effect. You start to sleep better, and your depression and anxiety go away, and excuse me. Not that you're perfect on a plant-based diet. I still get sick. One of the things that I've struggled with my whole life is chronic allergies, and they have improved so tremendously that I even slip up from time to time and say, I cured my allergies on a plant-based diet, which isn't true. I still have allergies, which is why I have this kind of thing going on. Whenever I stray away from, really good eating and eat, like what did I have yesterday? I had some vegan cookies. That now Ben & Jerry's has these non-dairy ice creams out now. So I'll buy those occasionally. And, there's a lot of other junk in there. And it's just because they're vegan doesn't mean they're good for you. So, occasionally I'll stray, and eat these kinds of things. And it affects my allergies right away. So I woke up this morning with this phlegm. Anyway, you don't need to hear about that. But, so what is the Miracle Morning? So it's basically, you can go over to Amazon, you can buy his book, or you can go over to his website and learn all about the Miracle Morning. I would suggest you do one of those. I didn't buy the book. I haven't read the book. I went over to his website. I watched a couple of his videos. He's extremely inspiring, to hear his story and how he kind of came about with the Miracle Morning. And he'll be the first to say it's not a new idea. The Miracle Morning is not a new idea. He went and looked at the practices of successful people and the things he knew from studying different successful people. And he came up with 5 self-development practices, and he created an acronym for them called SAVERS, SAVERS. And again, he's the first person to say that this is nothing new. This is something that you all have heard of before. S is for silence. So you spend some time meditating, praying, being still, being quiet. A is for affirmations. So yes, you spend some time speaking the positive things that you want to become. Only you speak them as if they already exist. So maybe you want to be a healthy person. So you say, I am a healthy person. I am a healthy person. I am vibrant. I am youthful. I am filled with energy and life. My immune system is strong and effective and fighting against, anything that comes its way. You come up with these affirmations, or you look them, you find some that are already written. There's millions of them. You can just go online. Hal has a bunch of them in his book or on his website. So you spend some time speaking positivity into your life. And I guarantee, this is a crazy thing. So for me, when I first heard about affirmations a long time ago, I thought it was kind of silly, a lot of people think it's kind of silly, but the idea is that you will become what you speak. What is the saying that I'm forgetting the exact saying right now, but that's the idea that you will become what you speak or what you think. So if you're thinking and speaking negatively, then yeah, you're just going to be a negative thinker and speaker. You're just going to be a negative person. But if you shift and you replace those negative thoughts with positivity, then that's what you become. And so those affirmations are really, really key in just practicing that shifting of being from negative to the positive. And I guarantee in time, if you practice this, again, you will become that positivity. So try it out. So that's A, and then V stands for visualization. Again, kind of out there, but just picturing. And there's a lot of different ways you can do this. There's a lot of different methods. You can create, a board and put all of the things that you picture your ideal life. If you didn't have, disease in your way or finance problems in your way or broken relationships in your way or whatever it is, all of that out of the way, what does your ideal life look like? So you can create a vision board. I have an app on my phone where I went in and just picked out pictures of what I picture my life to be, and you put these pictures in the app, and then when you're at the doctor's office or you're waiting for whatever, you bring up your phone and you go through, oh yeah, this is one of my goals, and this is because you forget. We so easily can forget what we want in life. So visualize. SAVE. E is for exercise. We all know that's a healthy practice. R is for reading. So spend some time reading every morning. You get to pick. You can pick, a novel or a self-help book or the Bible. Personally, I've been reading in the Bible, spending a little bit of time in the Bible every day because that's important to me. But spending time reading every day is a great self-development practice. And the last one, S, is for scribing, which is your journaling time, which we talked about at IIN last week. The guest speaker talked about morning pages, which is similar to, it's the same thing. It's taking that time in the morning to write out whatever. Write out, that you're low on oatmeal. You need to add that to your shopping list. Write out, that you're really frustrated over the fact that, one of your coworkers is, whatever it is. Whatever comes to mind, just pour it out on the paper. No one's going to read it. It's just for you and your pages. And so what I found when I began to do the Miracle Morning was, what do I, when I was writing, what do I want to do with this life? And what I discovered was that I want to care for the sick in effective and meaningful ways. And so then, what will come out of that scribing is maybe a to-do list, maybe a goal list, maybe a subcategory list of how you're going to achieve those goals. One of the first things I decided after I enrolled in the Institute for Integrative Nutrition was that I wanted this room to be my classroom because my computer is over there. And so I spent my miracle mornings for a week. It actually took me about 2 weeks tearing this room apart and painting it. And I painted all my picture frames white and put some shelves up over here. And I just tried to make it a warmer, more inviting area, relaxing, serene for me, because it was going to be my classroom for the next year. And so I did that. It's something would have taken me, I don't even know where I would have found the time in my day to do before the miracle morning, because now I have 3 extra hours every single day. That's my time. It's me time. It's Pam time that I get to do whatever I want. I can remodel my dining room. I can work on my my new business. I started teaching because of the miracle morning. I now teach a yoga class. Actually, I've been teaching it for 2 years, but I used to teach it for free to a small group of people. And now I'm teaching it to a larger group of people at a larger venue, and I'm charging money, and I have a business license. And I have 2 other classes in my brain that I want to teach in the future. And so I'm spending my miracle morning figuring out how I want to make that happen, and designing new sequences and picking out music and learning about speakers and microphones and receivers and all of the things I need to learn. Again, when would I have been able to figure that out before? I wouldn't have, because I was sleeping in till 5 minutes before I went to work, and then I was spending my whole day at work, and then I was coming home and spending time with my husband, and then going to bed. So I have that me time now that I can dedicate to what I want to do with my life. Dedicated to figuring out how I'm going to make this goal happen, how I'm going to achieve this dream, how I'm going to, whatever. And so this idea for Up Your Game came out of my miracle morning. Well, what if I had, a Facebook group where I was able to work on, these different areas of self-development and do a different challenge each month. And when I first thought of that, I thought, well, that's kind of silly. Who's going to join my group? And I thought, well, I've got friends on Facebook. I'll share it on there. And then I thought, well, I've got classmates at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and I'm over at the Miracle Morning. There's people over there that love this self-development crap. So I just put the word out, and now I've got close to 300 members here on this group that I barely even had to do any work for. So what started out as an idea was like, well, that's kind of a silly idea that probably just would have come and gone, because it came about during my miracle morning where I wrote it down. And then, I came back to it the next day. It's like, oh, well, what about that Up Your Game idea? I don't know. Well, I could do this, this, and this. And so, okay, I'll do this, this, and this. And before you know it, an idea is born. And here we are. And so, and if nobody gains anything from my phone's blinking, I think I'm going to run out of time here in a few seconds. I am. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. This is the longest video I've ever done. So Miracle Morning, go check it out on the Hal's website, The Miracle Morning, or buy the book. All right, so we'll talk more about it throughout the month. Thanks for watching.